Stop for a moment. Think about the last conversation you had. Now rewind. Before you spoke, what happened in your head? You edited, didn't you? You rehearsed the sentence, tested how it would sound, wondered if it was interesting enough, calculated the right tone, and then you performed it. Like you'd written a script, like you were on stage, like someone was grading you. Here's what you don't realize. You're not having conversations anymore. You're auditioning for approval, for validation, for the role of interesting person. And the most terrifying part? You've been doing it so long. You forgot what your real voice sounds like. Let me tell you when everything changed. 1500s, Europe. For thousands of years, most humans never saw their own face clearly. Mirrors existed, but they were rare, expensive, owned only by royalty and the wealthy. You knew yourself through how you felt, not how you looked. Your identity came from the inside out. Then, mass-produced mirrors. Suddenly, everyone could see themselves, and something strange happened. Self-consciousness was born. People started seeing themselves the way others saw them. They adjusted. They performed. They became aware that they were being observed. That was one mirror. Now, you have infinite mirrors. Every conversation is a mirror. Every person is watching. Every word reflects back. And you don't just see your face. You see how every sentence lands. Did they laugh? Did they nod? Did they check their phone? You monitor. Constantly. Your entire conversation becomes an act of self-surveillance. This is why small talk feels unbearable. It's not the topics. It's the performance anxiety. You're not chatting. You're being evaluated. And your brain is running a background calculation. Am I likable right now? Am I boring? Am I saying the right thing? Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for self-monitoring, is working overtime. It's called metacognitive load. You're not just talking. You're thinking about how you're talking. Like trying to walk while analyzing every step. Exhausting. And this is happening in every single conversation. Here's what your brain wasn't designed to handle. Multiple identities. In a tribe of 150 people, you had one reputation, one consistent self. Now, you have 12 different versions of you. Work you, professional, filtered, family, you, dutiful, predictable, friends, you, fun, relaxed, online you, curated, witty, date you, charming, mysterious, networking you, ambitious, impressive. Each one requires a different mask, and every time you switch masks, you drain cognitive energy. Psychologists call this identity segmentation. Your brain has to maintain separate storylines, like running 12 different plays at once. And here's the brutal part. You can't remember which version of you said what to whom. So you play it safe. You smooth out the edges. You become generically pleasant, likable to everyone, known by no one. But why do you keep doing it? Because it works. When someone laughs at your joke, dopamine. When they validate your opinion, dopamine. When they text back quickly, dopamine. Your brain learned. Performance equals reward. So now you can't stop. Even when you're alone, you rehearse conversations that haven't happened yet. You replay conversations that already ended. You perform even for the imaginary audience in your head. But here's the hidden price. Chronic cortisol elevation. Every time you monitor yourself in conversation, your stress hormone spikes. Am I saying the right thing? Cortisol. Did that sound stupid? Cortisol. Why aren't they responding? Cortisol. By the end of the day, you don't want to see anyone. Not because you're antisocial, because your nervous system is fried. You've been in fight or flight mode during casual conversation. Let's talk about what happens in your head during a normal conversation. Scenario. Someone asks, "How was your weekend?" Simple question, right? But watch what your brain does. Option A. It was good, just relaxed. Too boring. They'll think I'm uninteresting. Option B. Amazing. Went hiking. Tried a new restaurant. Super productive. Too extra. They'll think I'm bragging. Option C. You know the usual. How about you? Safe. Deflect. Don't reveal anything. You chose C. Not because it's true, because it's the lowest risk performance. And this happens with everything. Before you share an opinion, will they disagree? Will they think I'm ignorant? Is this the correct take right now? Before you make a joke, will they laugh? Or will it land awkwardly? Is this funny, or am I trying too hard? Before you show vulnerability, will they judge me? Will they use this against me? Is emotional honesty even allowed here? So you sand down every edge. You become smooth, polished, inoffensive, but also forgettable. Because the most memorable people, they risk awkwardness. They say the unedited thing. They don't perform. They're just there. And you remember them because they weren't trying. Picture this. You're having coffee with someone. The conversation lulls. 3 seconds of silence. What happens? Panic. You scramble for something to say. Anything. The silence feels like failure, like you're not performing well enough. But silence didn't always feel this way. Silence used to be normal. Two people sitting, thinking, existing. No pressure to produce content for each other. The internet trained you to fear gaps. Gaps equals dead air. Dead air equals algorithm death. Unengaging, unfollowable. So you learned. Fill every second. Talk, react, respond. Keep the content flowing. And that instinct bled into real life. Now even your in-person conversations feel like a live stream that can buffer. But here's what silence actually does. It lets you process. Your brain needs pauses to integrate what was said, form genuine responses, access deeper thoughts. Feel what you actually feel without silence. You're just reacting, not thinking, not feeling, just performing. And here's the part no one says. Silence reveals who you are. Because in silence, you can perform, you can script, you can curate. You just are. And if you don't know who that is anymore, silence becomes terrifying. Let's talk about what you've lost. 1. Authenticity. You've edited yourself so many times. You forgot what the unedited version sounds like. Someone asks, "What do you think?" And you genuinely don't know, because you've been saying what people want to hear for so long. Your own opinion is buried. 2. Connection. Performed conversations don't bond people, they transact. You say the right thing, they say the right thing. Both of you walk away feeling nothing, because neither of you were there. You were both performing for each other. Two actors on stage, no audience. 3. Energy. This is why you avoid people. Not because you don't like them, because talking to them is exhausting. Every conversation is a cognitive workout, monitoring, editing, performing. By the end of the day, you're socially depleted, and people think you're introverted. But you're not. You're just burned out from pretending. 4. Memory. Here's something disturbing. You don't remember real moments anymore. You remember how they played. Did I seem interesting? Did they like me? How did I come across? The experience itself? Lost, because you were too busy narrating it. 5. Yourself. This is the big one. After years of performing, who are you underneath? If you stopped curating, stopped editing, stopped calculating, what would come out? You don't know. and that's terrifying. Okay, you're exhausted. You're performed out. You want to feel real again. Here's how. Technique 1. The awkward practice. 1 unedited sentence per day. Pick one conversation. Say something before you edit it. Something awkward, something unpolished, something real. Examples. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing with my life right now. That movie everyone loved? I thought it was boring. I'm really tired and don't feel like small talk today. Notice what happens. The world doesn't end. Most people, they're relieved, because you just gave them permission to be real too. Technique 2. Kill the rehearsal. Stop pre-scripting when you're about to speak. And you feel that urge to rehearse it in your head? Resist. Let the words come out messy, unfinished, imperfect, human. This rewires your brain. It teaches you, unpolished is safe, imperfect is acceptable, messy is real. Technique 3. Find one real person, the unperformed friend. Choose one person, someone who gets the unfiltered you, and practice being boring with them. Tell them about your weird dream, your mundane day, your half-formed thoughts, your stupid worries. Not everything needs to be interesting. Sometimes you're just existing, and that's enough. Technique 4. Walk without input. Silent walks once a day. Walk alone. No music, no podcast, no phone. Let your internal monologue exist without an audience. Let thoughts come and go without narrating them. This is how you remember what your own voice sounds like. Technique 5. Catch the performance. Delete the invisible audience. Mid-conversation, you'll catch yourself thinking, this would make a good story later, or I should remember how to say this, it sounds smart. When that happens, stop. Remind yourself, this moment is not content, it's not material, it's not a performance, it's just life. Let it end quietly. Technique 6. Permission to be uninteresting. Boring is human. You don't have to be on all the time. You don't have to be witty, insightful, entertaining. Sometimes you're just tired, distracted, not in the mood. And that's allowed. The people worth keeping, they don't need you to perform. Technique 7. Chase the real feeling. Notice when you're authentic, you'll know. There's a moment, rare but unmistakable, when you laugh without calculating, when you cry without narrating, when you speak without editing. That feeling, that's your real self. Chase it. Not the applause, not the validation, the feeling of being here. Fully, unapologetically. That's the goal. Here's what happens when you stop performing. You'll lose some people. Not everyone can handle the unedited you. Some people like the performance. Let them go. You'll find your people. The ones who stay, they're not there for the show. They're there for you. Messy, inconsistent, human. And those connections, they're the ones that last. You'll feel lighter conversations stop draining you, because you're not carrying the weight of a performance anymore. You're just talking like humans used to, before the mirrors, before the algorithms, before the audience in your head. You'll remember moments again, not how they played, the feeling of them, the laughter that wasn't performed, the silence that wasn't threatening, the presence that wasn't curated. Real moments, the kind you can't screenshot. From a psychological standpoint, ego depletion, constant self-monitoring exhausts your willpower. Studies show, the more you perform, the less capacity you have for genuine connection. Cognitive load, metacognitive monitoring, thinking about how you're thinking, reduces working memory and emotional presence. Authentic relating research by Dr. Brené Brown shows vulnerability and imperfection create stronger bonds than curated perfection. Parasympathetic activation. When you stop performing, your nervous system shifts from fight or flight, cortisol, to rest and digest, oxytocin. Real conversation equals physiological safety. You're not broken. You're just performing for an audience that doesn't exist. And now, you can stop. The next time someone asks you a question, don't rehearse, don't calculate, don't perform. Just answer. Messy, honest, human. That's where life returns.